Hello, 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 and welcome. I'm Sheila Balgobin, known as the Dream Decipherer, and this is Dream Your Life, Live Your Dream Live, where we talk about all things dreams. Now, today I'm going to be looking at dreams as our teachers. They have a lot of information to give to us, and are we taking advantage of it? But I'll start with the example of the school year. Now, school has already started here in the U.S., but in some parts of Europe, they're just starting back to school now. And I am willing to bet that the teachers, some of them, are having teacher dreams, where they may be dreaming that they are teaching in their pajamas, or they forgot to show up for class, or whatever the case may be. I know I've in preparing for courses to teach myself, I have occasionally had teacher dreams as well, which all the dreams are saying is that this is something important, pay attention, and perhaps there's something that you've missed, something that you need to pay attention to, something that you've left undone that needs to be done before you teach. The messages can be all kinds of messages, but dreams highlight are the things that concern us, that worry us, and which we may or may not be consciously concerned about. So highlighting the hidden stuff for us. But is it only teachers that have dreams like this? I doubt it very much. We are all teachers and we're all students at one time or another in our lives. And often our wisest teachers are found within us. In other words, that inner guru, that inner guide, knows all about you and knows how to help you to navigate through life in the best possible way. So there's a wealth of information that we may be missing out on simply because our dreams are trying to teach us something, tell us something, and we're just ignoring them or thinking that it's the result of cheap wine or cheese or or something else. But there's a theory called the continuity theory, which states that whatever happens in our waking lives will follow us, in a sense, into our dreams. And which, to a certain extent, that is true. Whatever concerns or stresses and strains that we haven't properly acknowledged and discharged during the day will often turn up in our dreams. So, to give you an example, I use an example from an episode of Friends. Phoebe had a dream, and the next day she was treating Ross really horribly, and she couldn't understand why until she realized that the night before she had a dream, and he said something mean to her, and it upset her, and it carried into waking life. And so until she realized that and switched gears, she was really just being mean back in response to this dream. So, I mean, have you ever had a dream? I'll put that out there to you. Have you ever had a dream where it generated perhaps negative feelings of some kind, and that feeling carried over into the day? So when you met the person that you may have been having an argument with in the dream, you kind of carry on that conversation, and they're left scratching their head like, what the hell? What did I do to her or him? And that's why, because the dream has impacted the thought pattern, which has impacted the behavior, and therefore created a situation that didn't exist until it was realized in waking hours. Now, the likely mechanism between these dreams and our subsequent behavior is that these dreams kind of prime the pump, if you will, activating thoughts or feelings that end up spilling over into waking life. So that if there were feelings of conflict or anger or upset in some way, that gets picked up because it's a strong emotion, and what we remember from our dreams is that emotions and thoughts and feelings that come up with the strongest impact. And that's what carries off over into our daily lives. So but it's important here to remember that not all conflict is bad. Sometimes we just need that bit of remonstration, that bit of conflict to be able to get us to focus on something and to deal with it rather than kind of sweeping it under the rug and pretending it's not there. But there are various ways that we can learn from our dreams and take advantage of that inner guru that knows all about us and what we need to grow and thrive. One of which is to help us to be more honest with ourselves. It's one thing to tout being forthright and open and honest with others, but quite often we live deceiving ourselves, and our dreams will catch us and will kind of point a finger at us and say, listen, you need to look at this. This is important. Stop trying to avoid it. It will keep coming up. That's what repetitive dreams are. The subject will keep coming at you until you deal with it. So the dreaming mind makes use of storytelling techniques, of plays on words, of metaphors, etc., to give us a new perspective on things, and perhaps to step back a bit from ourselves and see what we need to see and what needs perhaps to change. Now, this other attribute that can be useful in our dreams is that of problem solving. And this is one of the 5 areas that I have identified over the years that dreams are good for, whether on a personal or professional level. So what happens is the unconscious mind will continue in the background to work on a problem, sort of like a subroutine on your computer, exactly like a subroutine on your computer, until it comes up with a solution. And it may be, that solution may be triggered by something you see, something you hear, something someone says, whatever the case may be, but that dream will have stimulated the process so that when you see something that is related to the answer, you'll pick it up, you'll perceive it. The other thing, which people don't think about as much, perhaps, is that our dreams can help us to deepen our sense of spirituality. Now, this is looking at ourselves as more than just bodies walking around, but souls walking around in bodies, and as such, to develop more fully, to be more rounded, if you will, not just to be absorbed in the material things of life, but to be absorbed in the more spiritual, less tangible things in life. Our dreams can also teach us about greater emotional intelligence. It will help us to better express those emotions that have come through the day, stresses and strains through the day that we haven't been able to discharge. Somebody cuts you off on the way to work, your teenager's driving you crazy, you're having it, your boss is having a go at you, whatever the case may be. The dreams act as an emotional smokestack. That's one of the other purposes of dreams, to be able to burn off those minor stresses and strains that we weren't able to discharge during the day. So there's also the advantage of creativity. I mean, I've said often that many famous books, movies, works of art, all kinds of things have been created because of dreams. From, songs like Yesterday by the Beatles and I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Stones, to the novel Frankenstein and the double helix of DNA. All of those came from on the back of dreams. So what creative things, whether in a personal sense or in the professional sense as a business owner, are you missing out on because you're not listening to your dreams and the clues that they give with regard to building a better product, to marketing it better, to figure out how to deal with a particular sticky customer. All of those things can be resolved, if you will, or at least point in the direction of being resolved through your dreams. Now, the other thing is that dreams can help us to expand our view of the world. There have been many documented cases where people dream in languages they've never learned, they speak languages they've never learned, they've lived places or experienced places they've never been to, and that's because psychologically we all have the same basic substrata. So psychologically, we are linked to every other being on the planet. So that's 8 billion minds plus that can capture the same information. And I know that that's true. A few years ago, but just before the pandemic broke out, I had clients in various countries who were dreaming about bug infestations, bugs, and all kinds of things just before the pandemic hit. So we all have that ability to capture that energy that's in the air, and that can hopefully make us more empathetic towards one another. Maybe in real life that doesn't always happen, but it could. It could give us a different perspective on the world and help us to be able to resolve conflicts with others more easily. So let me just put it to you. What lessons could you be learning by listening to your dreams? Are you a business person? I work with business owners all the time, and I talk to them about how they can use the information that in their dreams to be able to improve their businesses, improve themselves as well as their businesses. So think about that. What are your dreams trying to teach you about yourself, about your environment, about the people around you? And if you'd like to find out more, get in contact. You can book a free consultation, and we can look at a dream together and find out what it is your dreams are trying to teach you. So there you have it. Dreams are teachers if we're willing to learn the lessons. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.